Hi, this is Rachel, speaking to you now. Please do not drive or operate any machinery whilst listening to this audio. Some of the things I speak about may be triggering. Please make sure you are in a safe frame of mind to continue. This is not intended to be medical or mental health advice, and I am not a certified mental health professional. In the case of an emergency, please contact your local resources. Inside the mind of a traumatized person. If I want to cry, then I will cry, although it doesn't feel good. If I want to be angry, I will be angry, although it only feels good in the moment, definitely not in the long term. Apparently, I'm not allowed to use choice words in the business world to customer service representatives or scheduler for the medical office I go to, because they will always threaten to hang up the phone. Somehow I'm supposed to contain my anger, but I can't. Not like I used to. In my personal life, in individual therapy, using choice words like those that start with the letter F, as in Frank, or S, as in Sierra, seem to be okay. I've tested it out with this new therapist of mine. God forbid I say fuck every now and then. You know, I didn't used to have this problem with explosive anger. And then after every angry outburst, I immediately want to kill myself because I've had a lot of practice over the last 13 years of turning the anger in on to myself. But I was able to stop harming myself by cutting about 8 years ago. Now, I go straight to planning my suicide. The anger is a symptom of the complex trauma, or a result of it, rather. Several years ago, I developed chronic pain issues due in part to multiple surgeries and the activation of a 20-year-old injury. At times, the pain kept me bedbound. But what I believe the chronic physical pain did was to activate the trauma memories from my unconscious mind, the implicit memory that had been stored in my brain, but which had never been processed by the hippocampus, a part of the brain which processes memory and then stores it away. So, my present-day extreme pain was being experienced simultaneously with the emotional pain from the memories of the physical pain from the past, from years ago. Yes, this made me suicidal. It has been 2 years now since I haven't been able to control my anger. It has gotten worse over the last year. One moment, I can be relatively pleasant to be around, and the next, a total bitch. That's the only way that I can describe it. But I'm not intentionally being difficult to talk to. None of this is intentional. So, I have an anger problem, and I don't really know what to do about it or how to treat it. Also, it's just not fair. Why do I have to have this problem where I know that everyone hates me and people threaten to hang up the phone on me, and the next human doesn't have this problem to deal with? Me to the point that I become suicidal because ending my life is the only way to gain back control of my life and to end the pain? So, don't make me angry, please. If I can ask nicely, maybe you can schedule the doctor's appointment or order the labs for the blood draw I've had to reschedule 2 times now. Maybe you can have a little understanding that I am in pain both emotionally and physically, practically all of the time. And the anger is my only way of being able to protect myself from being subjected to even more pain. Maybe you could understand that if a human has been forcibly, painfully penetrated, their body penetrated unwillingly by penises and other uncomfortable objects so many times, say hundreds of times, that this type of complex trauma makes a person not only self-protective, but really very angry, livid. And although they couldn't stop the painful things from happening then, years ago, they now have a way of protecting themselves emotionally and physically, and this comes out as anger. And if you are the recipient of my anger and you let it hurt you, you take it personally, that part is on you, because it was never meant to be personal. I treat everyone who is a threat to my safety the same way. And so if you are a provider of psychotherapy and you take my anger in a personal way as a personal attack, then you are not the mental health provider for me. Because you have then bought into the anger, which is not who I am. The anger and your experience of it is not who I am. It is simply how I am at this time, because I will protect my vulnerable heart from being hurt at all costs. I will protect myself. And if you are standing in the way of me reaching safe ground, you will feel the wrath of me. I was once hurt for many, many years. I sure as hell will not let that hurt happen ever again. And if it does, I will end my life by suicide if the pain exceeds my pain tolerance threshold. And this can happen at any time. So, beware. For if I become enraged, which I frequently do, my death will follow shortly thereafter. It will.